How's it going, everybody? Let's continue. Mary, Jesus said, she turned to him and cried out, teacher, like rabbi, but Rabboni, I guess. So basically, she cried out, teacher. Don't cling to me, Jesus said, for I haven't yet ascended to the Father, but go find my brothers and tell them I'm ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God. Mary Magdalene found the disciples and told them, I have seen the Lord. Then she gave them that message. That evening, the disciples were meeting behind locked doors because they were afraid of the Jewish leaders. Suddenly, Jesus was standing there among them. Peace be with you, he said. As he spoke, he showed them the wounds in his hands and when they had pierced his side. They were filled with joy when they saw the Lord. Again, he said, peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, I am also sending you. Then he breathed on them and said, receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive anyone's sins, they are forgiven. If you do not forgive them, they are not forgiven. One of the 12 disciples, Thomas, nicknamed the twin, was not with the others when Jesus came. Doubting Thomas. So we'll be getting to that soon. And let's continue on to Daniel 2. Hopefully you're watching these in order, so I explained what this chapter is about yesterday in detail. They answered again and said, let the king tell us, us Chaldeans and astrologers, tell his servants the dream, and we will show you the interpretation of it. The king answered and said, I know of certainty that you would gain the time, and that time is the same as time times and half of a dividing time, where they all say it's years. But the king isn't saying that you would gain years. He's saying you would gain days. So that time and half of, again, I tell you, the Great Tribulation, I think, is 3.5 days. Anyway, the king answered and said, and where it speaks of 1,260 days and 42 months, Jesus said what? He has to cut those days short. And I think it's cut from 3.5 years to 3.5 days, because the two witnesses were what? 3.5 days. And the two witnesses are who? The church. 5 different parallel connections between the two witnesses and the church. The king answered and said, I know of certainty that you would gain the time, because you see the thing is gone from me. But if you will not make known unto me the dream, but there is one decree for you, for you have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me, till the time be changed. Therefore, tell me the dream, and I shall know that you can then show me the interpretation. The Chaldeans answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matter. Therefore, there is no king, lord, nor ruler that has asked such a thing of any of us magicians or astrologers or Chaldeans, or have ever asked anything like this of a magician or an astrologer or a Chaldean, which are basically one and the same. They were the New Agers, and it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can show it before the king except the gods, which means what? The spirit world. Those dwelling is not with flesh. For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. Now that would have included Daniel. Don't worry, Daniel comes to the rescue per the Lord. And the decree went forth that all the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows also to be slain. Then Daniel answered with the counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay all the wise men of Babylon. We'll get to the rest of that tomorrow. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.